build your hope on things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. I said, build your hope on the things eternal. Hold to God's unchanging hand. I figure I sang that little gospel tune before my drink arrives. What's that? So I already got a request that I want to just get out of the way. This song came by way of my dearly departed buddy Mac Davis, and it just happened to be one of those weeks where Mac had spent the whole week at my house. My youngins grew up thinking that Mac Davis is their uncle. They still, refer to him as Uncle Mac. And he was a dear friend. But, after writing for a whole week with him, you get kind of wore out with the whole deal. And so one morning I looked out the window and there's Mac. He's waiting on me out in front of the studio. He's always up about an hour before me, and he's down there waiting, pacing back and forth in front of my studio. I'm like, man, I am wore out with him today. I got to call a buddy. So I'm going to call my good friend, Jeff Steele. And it's early in the morning. You're like 9 o'clock in the morning. That's early for songwriters. And Jeff answers the phone. He goes, oh, I know this is good if you're calling me this time of day. And I said, yeah, it's good. You want to come over and write with Mac Davis? And he goes, in the ghetto, Mac Davis? I said, yeah, same guy. He said, I'll be there in 30 minutes. Anyway, he gets over to the house, and Mac starts telling us a story about how they had made a Mac Davis Day in Lubbock, Texas for him, and he was pretty sure that there wasn't nobody going to show up. And he said, I'll be damned. They had like 25,000 people in the stands at that little high school football stadium. And I'm like, well, you're Mac in the ghetto Davis, But he's telling us this story. He said, that at the end of the show, he said, I just walked off the back of the stage and got in the limo that was going to carry me back over to the airport. He said, well, I guess it was the best they could do at Lubbock. It wasn't exactly a limo. It was like one of them long black cars that had the Nike symbol on the back. And I said, you mean a hearse? And he said, yeah, I guess that's what it was. And he said that the little fella that was driving him out to the airport got onto the airport property and he stopped and just pulled off the side of the road. And Mac was like, kind of worried. He said the guy didn't have, quite all of his teeth. And Mac said that the young guy just looked around at him and said, how'd you do it, Mr. Davis? How'd you do it? And Mac said, do what? He goes, how'd you ever get out of Lubbock? And Mac said, well, when I was a kid, I'd whistle tunes. And then I got to putting some words with them. One thing led to another, and I went off to Atlanta, and and he said, and the little fella goes, I can't whistle a lick, and I can't hardly write my name. I ain't never gonna get out of this town. Well, Mac goes on with the story. I don't even know what the end of that story was, but as soon as he said that, Jeff and I looked at each other, and we're like, whoa. Because when you hear something like, I ain't ever gonna get out of this town, you're thinking to yourself, now that's a song idea right there. And so Mac goes on with his story, and Jeff and I are like passing, just saying little things to each other. Well, we go that way. And Mac looks at us, he goes, are you boys paying me any attention? And we looked at him and said, no, we writing a song, Mac. And he goes, what song you writing? I said, well, you said it. I ain't ever going to get out of this town. He goes, oh, man, that is a good idea. And about that time, a jet flew over way up high, and Mac, and it was this time, back when the whole idea about flyover states had just gotten, and it was aggravating him. he lived in L.A., you know, and everything between New York and L.A. was flyover states. He didn't appreciate that. He was an old Texas boy at heart. And he said, man, you know, they talk about flyover all the time. Reckon we can get a jet flying over in this song anyhow? Well, here's what we come up with. Well, there's only one road running through these parts, and it pretty much stops right where it starts. Yeah, it goes out a ways and then it winds back around. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. Well, the train pulled out and it never came back. There's weeds growing up through the rusty old track. Them planes fly over, but they never touch down. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. But there's this dream that I've been dreaming all these years, where I ride into the sun and disappear. I got an old Chevy Nova sitting up on blocks, bunch of greasy old parts in a cardboard box. I got her running one time and she broke back down. And I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. All right, that's how far we got with the song, and Jeff goes, guys, I'm sorry, I love writing this song, it's a great song, but I gotta catch a flight. And he said, I literally have to leave now. So we went in and started working on another song. About 30 minutes later, the phone rings and it's Jeffrey. And he goes, put me on the speaker. So I put him on the speaker. And he goes, all right, guys, I ain't got the line, but I'm real damn sure it has something to do with a wedding gown. Because we're looking for a rhyme with town. And we're like, okay, oh, yeah, okay. And he goes, all right, I'm fixing to go through security. I need y'all to call me back in about 15 minutes and tell me what the line is so I can sing it at my show tonight in L.A. So Mac and I look at each other and just kind of shrug our shoulders, and we did this. Well, I was stealing Jenny's kisses since the 11th grade, and there ain't no running from the love we made. And now we're shopping for a stroller and a wedding gown. And I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. But there's this dream that I've been dreaming all these years, where I Well, we buried my daddy singing me. Yeah, and the preacher says now he's in a better place. Ah, but I couldn't help thinking when I ain't ever gonna get out of this town. Thank y'all. My helper has arrived. Oh, look at him. Woo. Oh, my goodness. They're going to try to get me advantage and take drunk of me or something. I got a spot. I can always find the spot. Well, you know, a fella gotta do what a fella gotta do. You wanna hear one you ain't ever heard before?